Hi everyone. Today we are going to understand the need of Jenkins in our daily life in the software development cycle in DevOps and what all changes and transformation it brings to our life on the table of DevOps. So basically the need and challenges that Jenkins resolves are very much needed into the transformations that we require right now in the field in the coming world of the automation. Let's start with the slower and manual builds that were taking place before Jenkins. So, taking an example, when we need to deploy or start a new process, we have to manually trigger the things. So, it has to be manual trigger that it has to be started by either by developer or from the operation team. Whereas coming down of the automation and the faster build by Jenkins using the Jenkins file, we are going to cover into the coming lecture, so things became way faster, so the efficiency increased into the coming time, and as it was related to the automation, the faster builds were taking place and the entire process was automated. Coming down to the second point, the inefficient release and the inconsistent. Main section out here is the inconsistencies that were taking place. For example, you need to deploy the changes from first of all dev, then to the test environment, then to the prod environment. As we know, there are different types of environment. For the things develop into the dev environment, then it moves to the test environment, then it moves to the prod environment. So if there has to be a manual build, there were inconsistencies that were taking place, so it led to inefficient releases. While coming down to the Jenkins, it made the process automated, so we can easily develop the things and deploy the things from dev to test or any other environment, as per our requirement, to prod for the business releases in a much more efficient and better releases without inconsistencies. So this was the way better thing that was required into the market as per the current scenarios. Moving down to the third point, as we were working on the things manual side, so the things were limited visibility. They were, for every tools that the third party software we require, we had a limited visibility. We require some other changes required for the installation or upgradation or configuration, so it made the process non-scalable and inaccessible. Whereas when we Jenkins comes into the picture, the scalable and extensibility was enormous. There is a huge bundle of plugins that are available into the market with the active community that the Jenkins provide. So scalability with the agents like a master slave or master worker node model, the things became way faster and way scalable. So the need was very much needed into the market to make sure there is efficient releases without consistencies to be removed and highly scalable and extensible nature. That was why the need of Jenkins was very much needed. Coming down to the benefits that the Jenkins provide. Right now, the Jenkins is mainly a free software we generally use, but it do have the enterprise version after coming down of the Cloudbase into the market. Cloudbase is the now parent company that has the working related to the enterprise version. It provides the support to the customer on the enterprise version. The second, it's an open source. We can modify the things according to as per requirement. We can make changes. And the third point is the plugins. It is one of the oldest tool and having n number of huge number of plugins available into the market for every software that we require into the day to working. Moreover, it's easy to understand, easy to use, and portable in nature. Portable as in it can be deployed on any machine like Docker. In the agent, it can be used on the Mac, it can be used on Windows, it can be used on Linux machine. As per our requirement, we can make the changes. But with every coming of the Jenkins, there are alternatives also available. Everyone has its own pros and cons, but right now the major benefit of Jenkins come out with the plugins, portability nature, and being an open source and free. Whereas the alternatives are GitHub Actions. the entire CI/CD GitLab that provides code build by AWS. It can be of Azure also, like Azure has its own build section, and GCP also. I have taken an example of AWS out here, and the Travis CI. These are the basic alternatives one can look out for. So these are the requirements and the benefits that we have looked out right now. So we can choose up the resources or the software as per our needs. So we are going to move towards the installation steps in the next lecture. Thanks a lot.